We're now going to show you how to connect a Tensor smart card reader to the HeatingSave system. And the one we're going to show you is not just any old one, it's a special one which also has a keypad. So why would you want to need to have a keypad? Well, because in the hall management system we allow you to gain access either via using a smart card or by using a PIN number, and that PIN number is automatically assigned at the time when you make the booking. So it's a rather cute, efficient system and good method of getting into buildings, or the right people get to the right buildings at the right time. So we're going to have now a look at what Mark has done here. And Mark has he's already done the initial work. You'll see, move your hand down a bit. He's done the initial work here of putting a hole through a wall, bringing the cables through and putting this back plate onto the wall. And now he's holding up the reader, and he's holding up the reverse side of the reader. And that's very important because he's already written down the serial number which comes with the reader on this piece of paper here. And the reason why that's done is because that's the serial number that will automatically appear when this reader automatically registers itself onto HeatingSave. So tell me, Mark, we've got the reader here, and we've got two connectors, and you've got this black and a red wire here on this connector. Explain to me what the black and the red wire are.
The black and the red is the power, the red is the plus volts, 12 volts, and the minus is minus the voltage.
Oh, you say minus, that's actually ground. It's
ground,
it's 0
yes,
volts.
0 volts.
So it's plus 12 volts on the red
and 0 volts.
And 0 volts on the black. And explain to me, Mark, also what we've got here. We've got another connector here, and this has got a green and a white cable on. So can you explain what that's about?
That's the comms, the two comms wires that go back to the HeatingSave unit. So when someone has scanned their card or put the PIN number in, that reads it.
Excellent, okay. So basically then, this is the power, and
that's
this is
the comms.
that's the comms,
Data.
or the data. And then you're going to connect those in and then put this on the wall. Do you want to do that now for me?
So a little screw which I took out earlier.
Yeah. So we've seen now how you connect the reader end of a smart card reader and the cabling, and now we're going to have a look at what's done at the 3520 end. Now remember, each 3520 can have two smart card readers connected, and equally 3516, which is the subunit, which you can have 8 connected to each 3520. You can have 2 readers connected to that. So if you multiply all that up, you can actually connect 18 smart card readers to a HeatingSave 3520 system. But of course, on the network, you can have virtually an infinite number of those. So there really is no limit to the amount of access control that you can put on a HeatingSave system. So let's now have a look at it in detail. And we have here the connector. These are the wires that we saw at the reader end, and you'll notice that this is the red wire here, which is 12 volts. You've then got the black wire, which is ground or 0 volts, and then the green and the white represent the data. And this here is a 3520 board, and we have put this this connector into one of the 2 smart card reader sockets that are available. That's one of them. That's number 1. That's number 2. We can just simply here now plug this into number 2. He said, right, that's now firmly connected. And what's going to happen now is that that reader will automatically register onto the HeatingSave software. So we're going to have a look on the screen now to see how it's registered it. And if you remember earlier on, we said that we were going to write down the serial number of the reader, and that's very important because it's that serial number that will appear automatically in the software. So we've seen the physical installation of the smart card reader. That's the one with the keypad. And now we're going to look at the software and how this has been registered upon the software and what we now have to do to make this work. So first of all, you'll notice we've got several HeatingSave systems here, and the one that we're particularly interested in is one called the summer house. So I've clicked on that, and now I'm going to go up to the main menu bar, and under access control click readers. You'll notice that there are 3 readers already existing, and those have been connected, registered on the software, smart card users have been assigned to them, and they work. The new one is this one here, and you'll notice that the serial number of the reader itself has been automatically inserted by HeatingSave into the description of that reader. As you can see here, it says 174646. That's the serial number. If I click on that now, you'll see the automatic description has been entered. I'm going to change that now to the summer house entrance. NTRANCE. The description, which is the short description which can appear on the keypad of the 3520, I'm going to change that to entrance, ENT, say for entrance. The serial number remains because you can't change that, that's there automatically. And it's also reminding us that it's the subunit, the 3520, not the subunit, the main unit, and it's input number 2, which is where that's actually connected. It's also possible here to enter 2 types of switches, a door monitoring switch and also a tamper switch. The tamper switch is for the reader itself, and the door monitoring switch, this one here, if selected, this is the one which, if the door is kicked in or if the door is left open, that's the input that HeatingSave uses to know that that door has been opened. It's also possible to select here a heating zone. The reason why one would want to use that is it's possible to set up an action so that when a door is opened for the first time of a day, the heating within that heating zone is automatically turned on. The other tab here is card read, and the purpose of this is to now create an action to say what you want to do if you get a valid card read. So let's create a new action, which is what we're doing here. And the trigger for this, you'll notice, can be various types here, whether it's a particular person or a particular group of people. But the one that's normally used is a valid smart card scan, which is this one here. And on that, we're going to say always. We're not going to put any form of restrictions on this. And what we want to do is we want to open a door. So access control, and then we can choose door lock. And the door lock we want to use here is the entrance to the summer house, which is there. If I save that now, this action has been created, and all one has to do is to save and do a setup, which will send this automatically to the 3520 within the summer house. So from now on, whenever you try to gain entrance, and providing you've got a valid smart card with the right access patterns, then you will be allowed in. We are now going to register a smart card onto the HeatingSave system, the access control part. So firstly I have to hit the supervisor key, and that asks me for an ID and also a PIN number. Once I've entered that, I'm allowed into the system. And I'm now in the supervisor functions. Go down 1 to tests. In tests, I go down to readers at the bottom. And then I go, second one down, log card. Now at this point, this is a Tensor smart card, and on there is an embossed number. So we have to enter that embossed, log card first. enter the embossed number, which is 10499336, enter. And it's now expecting me to go to the reader, present the card, and then it will be automatically registered on the system. We now have the card which we will present to the reader, and you'll notice that it's beeping several times and it's flashing red. That's telling us that it's recorded the number off this card electronically and stored it in the system. And now you can see the card number has been automatically recorded on to HeatingSave, and we just hit return, and we can enter now another card if we wish to log additional cards onto the system. Very simple, very easy process.